Kindred Longevity Lifestyle Designers. This is Zach here, secretsoflongevity.com. I'm going to start a series, one which I've done videos on in the past on wild edibles, but this is going to be an ongoing one that I want to do more regular, maybe once a week, maybe once every other week. But don't want to have a set day or time frame because I tend to go off on those things if I try and have it on a set day. But yeah, once in a while I'll be doing a video on some sort of wild edible or wild plant that has multiple uses and sort of cover the benefits of it and the ways you can use it. This first one today is going to be on ground ivy, something that's very common, sort of considered a lawn weed. And as you can see over here, it might be hard to see on video, but there's some purple flowers strewn about this patch of various weeds here, or wild plants. Better not to call them weeds. If we go up close here, all those little bits you can see are nice purple color. And it's not something that's totally visible on camera. One of the first things you can notice about it is that a lot of them are attached by little bits. I guess they're almost like roots, but almost like if I pull one up, it's going to pull up several others by roots. Actually, that one became disattached, so let's try another one here. Usually find it in areas, oh, that one came off too. But basically, if you're pulling them up, you can kind of feel generally, let's try a little deeper in here, you can generally feel that there's a root system that connects several plants or several stalks together. One way to identify it is by that sort of attaching root system, and that's generally what makes it an ivy, because it's like a bunch of them stuck together, and it'll sort of create like a mat or bed like you see here with several plants all conjoined. We're just going to break off one here. See, that one you can see it was attached to another one at the bottom there. Basically, it can be added to salads, ideally eaten raw. You don't really want to fry it up because there's a lot of essential oils that are easily made volatile or disintegrated or destroyed in the cooking process. And you can just eat the leaves, pick them off, or you can eat the whole thing as is. I'm going to just chew on one leaf here and describe the flavor. It's in the mint family, so it does have a minty taste, but it's also a little bit piney, and it tends to grow around pine trees. We don't see one here, or any kind of evergreen. It's actually considered an evergreen plant. I've never seen them in the winter, so I can't imagine it's actually an evergreen in the sense of, I guess what they mean is the plant stays and then it'll come back next year at the same height. It doesn't completely die back. But yeah, the purple flowers are a dead giveaway. The way it grows, you can also see the leaves here. If we look at it really up close, this camera isn't the greatest for the up close images, but it's got that sawtooth look to it. The exact leaves aren't that similar to other plants, so it's very unique in its look. And it's usually found in slightly disturbed areas, but again, it's you can find it pretty much anywhere in the temperate regions. Eat another leaf here. You don't want to eat large quantities of it, but you can eat it without harm. But if you're doing very large quantities of it, just like any wild green, you're going to accumulate toxins in your body. That would be ideal not to accumulate. They're slightly liver toxic in very large doses. That's by no means any reason to be afraid of it. It's perfectly healthy to eat. It's slightly diuretic, slightly tonic to the kidneys, so it helps flush through the kidneys. It's also got very good anti-inflammatory properties, and yeah, it adds a nice flavor to any salad. It doesn't have the harsh bitterness of a lot of wild greens, but it has that minty sort of evergreen or pine taste, which is a nice flavor. So you could add just like a few sprigs of it. Also, the purple flowers make it really nice to add for color and decoration to a plate. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been eating it for a long time. I've always known it's a good one to eat. What else can I say about it? You can kind of see what else is growing around here. Just grasses and dandelions and burdock here. So, in identifying it, I definitely suggest going online and looking at some better pictures of like drawings so you know exactly the shape of the leaf and the look of it. But you can see here, it's just like they grow straight up with alternating leaves. Got a bit of a serrated edge to the leaf. And then, if you give it a little nibble, you'll definitely taste that minty flavor with a hint of almost like pine flavor. So yeah, there's probably something else I wanted to say about this, but my mind's drawing a blank at this point. I guess it's also, just to talk about its historical uses, it was used traditionally in a variety of things. It was added to cheeses in place of rennet, so animal rennet. So that's a way if you're making cheese and you want it to be vegetarian, as opposed to when you have animal rennet, that's from the stomach of a sheep or a pig, I believe. So that is something, if you want to look into that, if you're making cheese and you don't want to use an animal product that's from a dead animal, you can use this as an alternate. And also, the other way it was used traditionally was in beer making. Before hops was used, I guess it has similar properties or similar flavor to hops, which can add a nice touch to it. And yeah, so ground ivy is kind of fun. It's very abundant in some places, very pretty on a plate if you're looking to dress it up, and has a really good anti-inflammatory properties. So check it out, and hope this video was useful. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever tried it before, or what your favorite wild edible is. I'm going to be doing, obviously, wild edibles from my area. Some of them are very prevalent around North America and other parts of the world, Europe and things like that, but some of them are not going to be in your area, so always just kind of check out your area in comparison to mine. I'm in southern Ontario, so if you live in that area, similar area in the world, you'll probably be able to find these things that I'll be doing in this series. So with that, take care and embrace life without limits.